Hey folks, welcome back to the Great Luchak Show. Today we're going to be talking about a book that I've recently published as a paperback. I have a series of books out there, my Greatest Business and Investor Training Program, where I have about a dozen or so books about real estate investing and property, etc. The first book I wrote, I released a couple years ago, The Wealth Principle, Unleash the Entrepreneur Within You. This is the book here. It's available on Amazon as well as at planetottawa.ca. And if you want an autographed copy of the book, order from planetottawa.ca and I'll autograph the book for you. Now, today we're going to be talking about rehabbing for profit. Learn how to flip property like a pro. Now, this isn't the Wealth Principle was the first book in the series that initiated a lot of this. But this is about basically the seventh or eighth book. But I thought it was a more important book to be my second release in paperback, because a lot of people are just, about entrepreneurship and, building your business from scratch and all that, all the technical stuff about business. You need to learn that, but it's not the exciting stuff for some people. Rehabbing is a very exciting thing for people. Like, if you're big in HGTV and you watch any of those shows about flipping property, you've always thought about flipping your own property, but you just don't have the know-how. This is going to give you some insight. This book, along with the other books in the series, if you were to collect them all, will give you a really great understanding into how to invest in real estate with a greater degree of success. I can't guarantee you're going to be successful, but I can certainly give you lots of points and tips and etc. that will make it easier for you to learn, because the biggest school that you're going to learn from is the school of hard knocks, getting out there and actually doing something. So in the book, you're going to learn some things about renovating property, and there's a number of topics. The book's it's an 8.5 by 11. It's about 80 pages long. There's a little bit more in the way of content in this than the ebook. So my ebook sells online. Not that I don't mind the ebooks online, but I prefer to sell a hard copy, like a paperback version, something you can visually tuck, you can take notes. There's a little bit more content. There's a lot of categories here, everything from learning the basics to new versus old. It's let's see, let's flip here, like new construction versus an older building. This building in particular was a building I looked at, was 100 years old, had a lot of issues. I talk about that building in the book a little bit. I talk about hiring trades and what to look for. I also talk about tools and equipment and what to look for. A little bit about zoning and permits. Curb appeal. What's involved with curb appeal? And what the heck is lipstick? It's a term you're going to learn if you get into rehabbing, you get into real estate investing. You're going to learn some of these terms. Then what's a broken back property? And just to give you an example, these are a couple of properties that I own. I owned this one here, and this is one that I renovated for a client, and actually he was an architect. It was actually the very first full renovation project I did in the late 80s. I think it was around 87, somewhere around there. For Jim Craig, who was an architect. Bought this property, was in dismal shape. And that's kind of what it looked like. And those are what we call broken, because they have a tremendous amount of issues. But I talk about that. Can of worms. What's can of worms all about? Foundations and foundation repairs and some of the things that you can do or to learn about foundations. Understanding building structure. You get, especially the greatest degree of profit in renovating for profit is to buy older properties, buy older buildings, and they tend to come with a lot of issues, and which is why they scare the crap out of people. So you want to know why do floors sag? Why are there structural issues? Well, I talk about the types of building structures that you're going to find in most of the properties that you're going to look at. Everything from platform framing to balloon framing to ICF construction. There's a little bit of everything. Now, the book, I can't teach you everything in a few paragraphs in each category, but it's a general insight. And the entire series, there's about a dozen or so books, that also comes with a self-test where you can test your knowledge once you've studied all the books. So that you don't just read them, study them and learn from them, because there's a lot of information in here for you to learn from. Talk a little bit about windows and doors and kitchens, and the types of kitchens, whether they're custom made or they're some of the prefab or European style kitchens. Talk about bathrooms and things to look for in bathrooms, and there's a little bit of information there. And master en-suites, what's involved. I also include a few stories about some of the properties that I was involved with some of these topics. So it's a great book for like a starter, rehabbing for profit, learn how to flip property like a pro. I hope you enjoyed today's quick little video. I'm going to be getting back into creating some more content, and I look forward to that. This is the second book in the series that's gone to paperwork. I'm eventually going to have them all go to paperback. It's probably, over the next several months, probably, I'm not sure how long it's going to take me, but every other month I might be releasing another book and the thing. So I hope you enjoy this book. Get your autographed copy at planetottawa.ca. As always, I hope you're having a great day and you keep crushing it.